Welcome to Avian Tranquility. I'm Samnang, your nature storyteller. Here we slow down and follow the quiet lives of remarkable birds from around the world, one species at a time, one gentle story at a time. In this episode, we meet the Rufous Hummingbird, a creature of mountain meadows and backyard gardens, known for a migration so ambitious it feels almost impossible for a bird so small. So find a comfortable place to rest, let the noise of the day drift away, and join me as we step into the world of the Rufous Hummingbird. Hook. It is sunrise on a high ridge. A flash of copper and orange darts between pine trunks, so small that for a beat you think it must be a trick of light. Yet there it is, beating wings at 100 times per second. A living ember that once launched from a nest the size of a walnut to travel thousands of kilometers that same year. The Rufous Hummingbird migrates farther relative to its body size than almost any other bird. Imagine for a moment a creature weighing only a few grams crossing mountains and deserts. An extraordinary active endurance folded into a body no bigger than a thumb. In that moment, we see nature's quiet wisdom. Section 1. Name, Habitat, and the Beginning of Life. The Rufous Hummingbird, Selasphorus rufus, lives a life of contrasts. In spring and summer, you may find it in open mountain meadows, wildflowers trembling under a blue sky, or zooming through urban gardens where bright feeders and penstemons stand for alpine blooms. In their breeding range, males flare copper and russet tones that catch sunlight like a tiny signal fire. Females and young are softer, patterned for camouflage as they build the most delicate of homes. Their nests are small cups of lichen and spider silk, stretched and anchored to a thin branch so that the nest gives as the chicks grow. A female lays 2 tiny pearly eggs and alone shoulders the art of incubation. She becomes the nest's entire weather service, turning eggs, sheltering them during storms, and slipping quietly away to feed when warmth allows. It surprises many to learn that such fragile beginnings lead to such fierce journeys. The first flights are clumsy bursts, short sallies between branches, training the muscles that will someday sustain long migrations. Young Rufus faced the usual hazards, sudden weather, hungry spiders or small predators, and the constant scramble for nectar and insects to fuel their rapid metabolism. But resilience is built quietly, by timing breeding to wildflower peaks, by using microhabitats that shelter nests from wind, and by a single-minded appetite for energy. Even as chicks, they grow the high-performance muscles that will power wing beats so fast they blur. We speak of survival not to dramatize danger, but to honor the small, persistent choices each bird makes to live another day. Section 2. Adult Life, Feeding, Flight Mechanics, and Courtship. When Rufous reach adulthood, their lives become a choreography of energy. Nectar is the fuel, sugary, quick, and abundant when flowers are in bloom. But nectar alone lacks protein, so hummingbirds sip tiny insects and spiders for muscle and feather growth. They practice a behavior called traplining, a route from bloom to bloom, checked at a rhythm that balances energy gained and energy spent. Their wings, shaped for both hovering and agile forward flight, let them hold position midair while feeding, or rocket upward in a courtship display.
Could you describe how their wing beats work? I always picture them as tiny helicopters.
Yes. Their wings trace a figure 8 in the air, producing lift on both the downstroke and the upstroke. Muscles and heart work at extraordinary speed. A rufous can increase its metabolic rate dozens of times above resting levels. To manage this, they sometimes enter a torpor, a gentle, energy-saving sleep, by dropping body temperature overnight. During courtship, males perform vertical dives and flash throat patches to attract females. These displays are short, bright bursts of energy, almost like punctuation marks in a quiet landscape. The ritual is beautiful because it is brief, an economy of expression perfected by evolution. It feels empowering to know small actions can help. Is there one plant or practice you'd suggest for listeners who want to make a difference this week?
Yes, plant native penstemons or columbines if your climate allows. They offer tubular blooms hummingbirds love and bloom at times that can help migrating birds. And keep feeders clean and shaded to prevent overheating and disease. These are simple steps, not grand gestures, but they are the kind of steady care that hummingbirds rely on across the landscape. When we tend gardens this way, we become part of a longer story, an architecture of kindness that tiny migrants can depend on.
Reflection. As we step back from the technical details, the wing beats per second, the metabolic balances, the trap-lined routes, we arrive at a quieter lesson. The Rufous teaches us about the economy of endurance, small bodies doing tremendous work, focusing on one vital thing at a time. Their lives remind us that resilience often looks unremarkable up close, day after day of visiting the same blooms, of defending a perch, of remembering a route. That patience and that precision offer a model for how communities can support species through modest, consistent acts. I find the idea comforting that persistence need not be grand to be meaningful. Tiny efforts add up, and they are rooted in observation and steady care. CTA. If this story brought you a quiet moment of wonder, please subscribe to Avian Tranquility and share this episode with someone who could use a peaceful escape. If you keep one small promise, plant one native flowering plant, or clean a feeder this week, you will have helped a Rufous on its journey. Your subscription helps us tell more of these gentle stories.
And there, for now, we leave the Rufous Hummingbird in its own corner of the living world. Through storms, seasons, and silent moments of rest, the Rufous continues its quiet work of survival, asking for nothing, yet giving us so much to learn. If this story brought you a moment of calm or a new sense of appreciation, I invite you to stay connected with Avian Tranquility. You can like this episode, subscribe, or share it with someone who needs a peaceful escape today. Thank you for listening and for caring about these lives that often go unseen. Until next time, may you find small pockets of stillness, and may the soft wing beats of nature stay with you wherever you are. In that moment, we see nature's quiet wisdom.